welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I firstly want to say thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. That's absolutely insane to me that 5,000 people are now subscribed to my channel. But today I'm actually going to be filming a product review, which I actually love filming reviews. I think mainly because of the anticipation of like wanting to try out a product so badly, but having to hold off on trying it until I film a video for it. And then once I film the video, I'm super pumped, and I just love testing out new products and giving you guys my honest and true opinion on them. So I actually just went to Sephora this morning. I basically ran over there, but I found out that Fenty Beauty by Rihanna released in Sephora. I could not buy every single thing in the collection. I did pick out the two things that I thought you guys would like the most and that you guys would want to see the most. So obviously I'm going to be starting off this review with a fresh face. I just have my brows on, and then everything else I'm going to be walking through with you guys. So before we get into this review, if you guys like me and you like my channel and you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up at the end if you did like it. So without further ado, if you guys want to see my honest opinion on the Fenty Beauty release, then please keep watching. So like I said, I picked up two things from Sephora from Rihanna's line. By the way, it took me like a good hour to figure out what I wanted to buy because I knew for a fact I wanted to get the foundation, but I didn't know what the second thing I wanted to get was. So I ended up getting the Killawatt highlighter duo as well. By the way, please ignore my nails. I know there's like 4 of them broken off, but I'm too lazy to go get them redone. So like in all of my reviews, I'm going to start by talking about the packaging because I'm obsessed with packaging. I think I say that in every single one of my review videos. I love this packaging so much. I feel like it's like nothing that I've ever seen before. It honestly just looks really high fashion to me. I don't know if that's a good description for packaging or not, but that's just what I think when I look at these. I also think it just looks very expensive and very nice, and I love that it's just like very neutral, black, white, and like this pinky nude color. It's very cute, and then obviously at the front of them say Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. In the foundation, I actually ended up getting shade 190. I believe this is my perfect shade. It seemed to match me really well in the store, but we'll find out when I put it all over my face. So this is the packaging of the bottle itself. I do have to say the whole line, packaging wise, did look pretty similar to the KKW Beauty packaging. Companies honestly plan these things for months ahead, even years ahead, so it is very likely for a company to end up having the same packaging just on accident. I don't think this was done intentionally by any means, but it does look very, very similar, especially the matchsticks do look very similar to the KKW Beauty Cream Contour Sticks. However, I do see why they both chose this packaging because I think it's so pretty. I love like the nude, and I love this font that they have here and the frosted glass that they have on the bottle. So something that I really do want to mention about this foundation is that it was only $34. I think it is very reasonably priced, especially for the amount of product you are getting, because I did take a look at my Makeup Forever HD foundation. This is way too dark for me now, and the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation. And the Luminous Silk has 30 milliliters, and the Makeup Forever HD also has 30 milliliters of product, which is a decent amount, but these both were more expensive than this one. And this product has 32 milliliters of foundation, so you are getting a ton of foundation. That's definitely something to keep in mind. So Fenty Beauty did release a primer, however, I did not pick it up because I do have primers that I use every day with my regular foundation, so I didn't really necessarily feel the need to get the primer that goes exactly to this foundation because regardless, I'm still going to use the primer that I use every day. So I do want to make sure it works well with the primer that I typically use. And I'm just going to go ahead and read what the foundation says on the box. It says, medium to full coverage for all, long wearing, and light as air. I was also told that this is a matte foundation, so I am going to be using a hydrating primer underneath, which I typically always use as primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover Primer, and I'm just going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you guys can get a closer look at what I'm doing and you guys can see how the foundation applies on top of this primer. So I'm just very quickly going to apply the primer to my face. And I also have combination skin, so for reference, if you guys want to know how my skin works with this foundation. And honestly, I think you can wear a matte foundation no matter what. I think even if you have dry skin, you can wear a matte foundation. I would just recommend finding a good moisturizer and a good primer to put underneath. That way your skin is still hydrated while you have the matte foundation on. It also has a pump on it, which is great. I absolutely need a pump on my foundations. I hate when foundations don't have a pump on them. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Obviously you can tell I haven't opened this because I had to get it out. So I'm just gonna put a few pumps on my hand. That was basically 2, the first one was kind of weak. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dot this all around my face. And this kind of feels interesting. I typically am not a matte foundation girl, but I actually was thinking recently that I do want to start trying matte foundations again, because it's not that I didn't like them in the past, but I feel like with the dewy foundation or dewy face trends going around, I've just been so into the dewy look. But I feel like you can still get a dewy look with a matte foundation as long as you just highlight afterwards. And I'm just going to be using my black beauty blender. I did not end up getting the beauty sponge that she had in her collection either, because I know she does have one available, but I am just going to go ahead and use my black beauty blender. Honestly, so far so good. I am gonna say that this dried down pretty quickly, so I made the mistake of dotting it all over my face before testing out to see how fast it dried. So definitely work faster with this foundation. So the first layer was a little bit rusty. I definitely should have blended it in a lot faster than I did. I kind of took a pause to talk to you guys there. So I'm gonna go ahead and add on more, but instead of dotting it all over my face, I'm just gonna pick it up on my beauty blender and go in. Also, what I was told is that this foundation doesn't oxidize, but since it does dry matte, it does appear a little bit darker once it's dried down. So do get a shade that's maybe like a smidge lighter than your skin tone. Even with it drying super fast, the end result still looks really, really nice, which is really rare, because even with like my Tarte Shape Tape, for example, if I let it dry for too long or like sit for too long and it gets dry, like there's no going back. But this one, still, I could save it, which is really awesome. So this is what my face is looking like with the foundation on. This is actually as far as I can zoom my camera in, so I'm sorry about that, but I think you guys can get the general idea of how my face looks with this foundation on. And honestly, I think it looks flawless. I think it looks so good. I think that it gives me a medium to full coverage like it states, but it still feels super light on my face. It doesn't look cakey, and it just gives me like an airbrush look. It also states that it actually kind of sets itself in a way, so you don't actually need a powder. But I am going to go ahead and do the rest of my face like I would usually do. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer under my eyes, some setting powder under my eyes, but I'm not going to set around my face. I'm only going to set underneath my eyes. So I'm actually going to come back once I apply my powder contour, just so I can show you guys how the powder applies over this foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and use the bronzer that I always use. I'm just simply wanting to do this because I know usually if I don't set my entire face after my liquid foundation before I bronze, the bronzer will go on a little bit patchy, but since this foundation says that it will set itself. I just want to see how it works if I go ahead and add a powder directly on top of it. So I'm just going to swirl my brush into my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to contour my face like I normally would. It honestly went on so nicely. Like, it literally like blended seamlessly. It blended even better than it typically does when I put a powder over top, which is honestly kind of crazy. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and contour the rest of my face. Okay, so now I did the majority of my face makeup. So now we're going to move on to the highlighter, which are called Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo. And the shade that I got was Mean Money and Hustla Baby. So this packaging is, it's upside down. So this packaging is super cute as well. It just says Fenty Beauty across. So this is what the packaging looks like on the inside. So basically you have two highlighters. You have Mean Money right here, and then you have Hustla Baby on this side. This one, it definitely does seem a lot more intense than this one, and I actually swatched this one in the store, and for some reason, I don't know if I'm just an awful swatcher or what, I just could not get it to show up. So I'm interested to see how this one applies on. So I'm going to do this one first. So that is what it looks like on my finger, and then I'll go ahead and swatch it on my wrist. Is that not the most subtle thing you've ever seen? I don't know what is wrong with me. Everybody that I've seen swatch, it looks so good, but then when I go to swatch it, like there's something wrong with like my finger or something. I'm like really digging in, I'm just letting you guys know. Like, okay, let's try again. I literally see nothing. I don't get it. Maybe it's like something that you have to like break off like the top layer, you know what I mean? I'm like literally digging in so hard, you can literally tell. I honestly think I just suck at swatching. If anybody else has this problem, let me know. So I definitely think that Mean Money is supposed to be more of a subtle highlight. I'm sure it'll apply differently on my face than the way that I'm swatching it, but for some reason I just cannot get that one to swatch. So the next one I'm going to swatch is Hustla Baby, and this one was super pretty when I swatched it in Sephora. So obviously that one you can definitely see a lot better. For some reason I just could not get the first one to swatch, but that one is so beautiful. I just love the reflex in it. I think it looks so pretty. I think I'm gonna put Hustla Baby all over my lid, and then I'm going to try and pick up Mean Money with a wet brush, and I'm gonna spritz my brush a little bit so it's a little bit damp, and then I'm gonna go in with it and try to put it on my brow bone and on my inner corner. Okay, so I just went ahead and applied my Lily lashes in the style Mykonos and some eyeliner to my bottom waterline. So now we're going to test out applying these highlighters to my face. I think I'm going to put this one on this side and this one on this side in correlation to the palette itself. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this one with my fan brush. And I'm going to apply the other one with my Morphe M501. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply Hustla Baby first because I'm super excited about this one. So this one is super pretty. Honestly, you can tell it can be builded up to be pretty blinding. Typically, I don't make my highlighter too insane. This is typically where I would leave it at, but it just looks so pretty the way it reflects on my cheekbone. I knew this one was going to be stunning. And I'm just going to put a little bit on top of my brow as well. So that is Hustla Baby on my left cheekbone. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into Mean Money now with my Morphe M501. And I'm really going to dig in here. just so I can be fair. Tap off my brush and so it's definitely there. It's very, very subtle, but I actually do think it's really pretty on the cheek. I feel like it would be really pretty for like a super subtle look. I am building it up a little bit more. I'm really digging my brush in there. And it's definitely not as intense as this side in my opinion, but it is really pretty still. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Morphe M170-4 and I'm gonna dip back into Hustla Baby and I'm just gonna put this on my nose. And I also kind of want to put a little bit of this on my chin. Okay, so this is the final result of what my makeup looks like. Overall, the foundation was definitely probably my favorite part of what I've tried today. The foundation went on so flawlessly and it left such a beautiful airbrushed finish. My second favorite thing would definitely be Hustla Baby in this highlighter duo. I don't necessarily love this one on this side, but it did surprise me because it definitely does show up. It gives you a nice, pretty, subtle glow, but this side is just so blinding and so beautiful. So this one would definitely have to be my favorite, and then Mean Money would certainly have to come in last, but I think if you do love a subtle glow, you would definitely love Mean Money in this duo. So thank you guys so much for watching my review today. I hope you guys got some good input on the new Fenty Beauty collection, and I hope you guys get to go try it out for yourselves, and if you do, let me know what product you like the most down below, or go ahead and let me know what product you want the most from her line down below. If you guys like when I film reviews / first impressions like these, then definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I hope to see you guys next time.